This is Trend Following Radio, where great thinking comes alive. Nobel Prize winners, legendary traders, best-selling authors, and the pros that know what drive us irrational human beings. I am your host, Michael Covel. Not filtered, raw, honest. That's my passion. My first time back in the States in 2.5 years. Damn. What have I missed in 2.5 years? I mean, of course, I've seen things from a distance, but to see it up close and personal, sure seems like America's losing its marbles. Not all there. A little bit insane in the membrane, for sure. Before I jump in where I want to go today, I'll pass along a fun story. I went to Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia to see my nephew play in the Virginia State Championship game. He is a defensive back. He is a kick returner. He's a senior. And for those that know something about it in the Washington, D.C. area, he was just named to the All-Met team, second team All-Met. Pretty damn cool for a 165-pound, 6-foot-tall, skinny white guy that runs like the wind. His team gave it a good showing down there in the state final, but they were up against a Southern Virginia powerhouse loaded with D1 guys going everywhere. Now, I'm pretty damn sure my nephew's going to go D1 as well. That would be Division I college football for those not paying attention. But this team in Southern Virginia, Oscar Smith, damn. They had some big boys and they had some fast boys. One kid was 6'7", 330 pounds. That was insane. I would not want to be going up against that kind of size when I'm a 17, 18-year-old kid. Damn. But I give props to my nephew. He got an interception off a quarterback who's headed to play football at Kansas in front of a receiver headed to Clemson. So that's damn good company. And he also took one back 50 yards, not for a touchdown, did not get the blocking he needed, but he took one 50 yards back against this team. And I tell you what, there is a juke worth checking out. I know it's only high school football, but I'm telling you, when you see those jukes and you know, it's cool stuff. But I got to tell you, what I loved about that game was the innocence of it. It was all on the field. There was no bullshit. There was no propaganda. There was no story. My nephew's team gave it a good go, but they were overmatched. The better team won. I like that. Not that my nephew's team lost. I like that there was no bullshit. No fucking bullshit. America has become the land of bullshit. And that's not good. Now, of course, from my perspective, a trend-following perspective, let people go on with as much bullshit as they want. It doesn't make a difference to a trend-following trader. The bullshit is just a fundamental perspective. News, information, whatever nonsense somebody wants to throw out there. It's not relevant if you are a trend-following quant trader who uses price only. Non-predictive price only. Meaning, what markets am I going to trade? How much am I going to bet on each trade? When am I going to enter? When am I going to exit with a loss? And when am I going to exit with a gain? Those 5 principles, cardinal principles that I talk about all the time. They're actually damn good principles for life if you think about it. Whatever bet you're going to make in life, if you go all in and you lose all, well, that's not very good. So you need to go a little bit first and see how it goes your way. And if you're trying to find the opportunity, whatever that opportunity might be, money, love, relationship, friends, you got to cast a wide net. That's what trend following does too. Now, if you get one that works for you, don't question it. Run with the damn trend. Don't debate it. Don't anything. Just go with it. Now, damn straight, if you get one that's a little bit off the rocks, a little crazy, whatever that crazy might be, I'm not insinuating anything. Damn straight, you better cut your losses. You better get away. You better run. Those are fantastic life principles. Ever since I was first exposed to them well over 20 years ago. So it takes something like a high school football game in America to kind of reset the clock, so to speak, to see it all on the field. Life for what it is. Now, of course, it's just a game, an organized game, but damn it, it's real. It's real for that moment. Now, here's the tricky thing where I want to go today. I want to remind people about clear thinking. Again, that high school football game, very clear. You can see it all. Can't bullshit anybody. You can see who the fastest kids are. You can see who the biggest kids are. You can see who the quarterback is with the biggest arm. There is no bullshit. But in America these days, bullshit, very high levels. I want to run through a couple issues because I got to tell you, if you're after clear thinking, these examples, they might just spur you on to more clear thinking. Now, you know I do this podcast, of course, because you're listening, but I get pitched for guests all the time. And I have interesting guests on all the time that are not related to trend following. I'm noticing a trend these days. Everyone wants to talk about climate change. Climate change, climate change, climate change. That's all they say. It's a damn buzzword. Now, what is the average person supposed to do? Seriously. Don't rile me up. Don't try and scare me. I'm just living my life. You're just living your life. What are you supposed to do about climate change? Exactly. Buy a Tesla? Is that it? Now let's get more direct about it. What are you supposed to do about America and its effect on climate change? What are you supposed to do about China and its effect on climate change? Why should you even worry about this? Why should you worry about this? You have no control over it at all. You've got one life. One damn life. There's no life extension yet. So you can sit around glued to the TV, listening to people trying to scare you about climate change. Or you can be a good person and lead a good life, and that's the best you can do. Don't get involved in someone else's drama. It ain't your problem. That's probably going to be the trend today on these handful of examples to get you thinking. What can you control? What's not your drama? What's not your damn business? What can you have no effect on? Climate change is one. You cannot do a damn thing. It's mental masturbation. Let me step back from my friends out there that are big on climate change. That's all well and good if you want to donate your life to it. I'm not donating my life to it. So does that make me a bad person? You don't like me because I don't want to do what you want to do? I'm not donating my life to climate change. You go ahead and do it. Be my guest. This is clear thinking. Do not allow the drama of someone else to become your drama. Of course, I want clean rivers and oceans and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to see coal furnaces blowing shit into the air. I don't want any of that. But I cannot affect nation states. Me, Mike. I cannot, I will not try. Let me flip it into a trading example. I've mentioned this on the podcast recently, and I'm going to run across some territory here, so stay with me. But I've mentioned on the podcast recently the desire for day trading. Cannot tell you how many people come to me. Well, why can't I apply trend following to day trading? They don't even know what trend following is, but they have to be able to apply it to day trading because in their mind, that makes logical sense. There is a perfect example of not thinking, a perfect example of not clear thinking. They don't know what day trading is. They don't know what trend following is. But in their mind, they take both of them without any understanding, connect them together in some way, like Siamese twins, and now they've got something they can run with, and all they want is someone to tell them they can do it. I've started to tell people, sure, go do it. Go be a trend following trader on 1 minute bars. Let me know how much money you'll lose at the end of a year. I'll never hear from anyone again. You tell someone to go try trend following on 1 minute bars, you know they're going to lose all their money. They're going to lose all of the money they do on that, every last bit of it. Now, that doesn't mean Jim Simons doesn't exist. He does exist. But guess what? You're not Jim Simons, and you won't be Jim Simons. You're some guy in your underwear who thinks, without reading, without understanding, that trend following and day trading are happy marriage partners. See, another good example of not clear thinking. You know, another one they're throwing out in the major news these days, And people try to draw inferences from these events. They try to say, well, this is what's going to happen to the markets. This is what's going to happen to interest rates. Now, of course, for the last 5 or 6 years, Donald Trump has been the boogeyman. Love him or hate him, he has been the bad orange man. That is all the rage of conversation. Now, I look at the events of Trump in 2 distinct events: the Russian collusion case and the January 6th case. Remember the Russian collusion case? That took the world's attention for over 2 years. That Trump was a Russian agent and Trump was colluding with Russia and Putin. It wasn't true. It was made up. Well, no one gives a shit a couple years later. Now, a couple years later, they got something else. They tell me that I should be in an uproar because some group of people went to the Capitol on January 6th and broke in. I should be worried about that. Now, none of these people were charged with insurrection. None of these people were charged with anything other than misdemeanor, basically noise violations. But I should be worried that America is going to come down. Now, I don't get to see these tapes from January 6th. I don't get to know how many federal agents were involved behind the scenes with these crowds. I don't get to know any of that stuff. But I should just be worried about January 6th after I've seen that Trump was not a Russian agent. Now, look, you might sit there and you might say, Mike, you are just an idiot. You don't understand how important January 6th is. No, what I don't understand is why Trump was not a Russian agent and America doesn't know that. Now, do you really think I care about Trump? Do you think I really care about these 2 issues? I care about clear thinking. Don't come at me with buzzwords. Don't tell me about some event, some whatever, and I'm not allowed to ask questions. And if you're not asking questions, what the hell's wrong with you? You could hate Trump till you're blue in the face, but by damn, he was clearly set up with the Russian bullshit. So when January 6th rolls around, the insurrection, I've got a few questions. And if I can't ask those questions, and if I'm immediately shouted down by the same people that told me that Trump was a Russian agent, I'm checking out. I don't want to be in your drama. I don't want to be in your drama whether you love Trump or whether you hate Trump. I don't want to be in that drama. It's a waste of time. Now you see another example of clear thinking. But guess what? The way that I'm looking at these issues today, you're not allowed to talk about this. In America, you are not allowed to talk about this. I had a guest on the other day. In her book, she talked about the possible need for the limiting of free speech in America. So this is on the table. Now, of course, everyone knows if you're on Facebook, they'll block you if you say the wrong thing. They'll block you on Twitter if you say the wrong thing, etc., etc. So what do you do with all this? I say you check out. I say you escape. I say you do not let it occupy your mind nonstop. Now, what I can do and how I do this is I'll look at an issue and I'll say, okay, that's what it is. And then I just clean my mind. I let it go. I don't sit around and worry about it. I can't control a damn thing. I can't control the climate change. I can't control the fake Russian collusion. I can't control this January 6th bullshit. Why should I be worried about it? Tell me why I should be worried about it. I shouldn't be worried about it. You shouldn't be worried about it. All you should be worried about is, do you have some money and would you like to grow that money? That's the absolute kicker. Do you have some money or do you need to get some money and then you need to grow that money? That's it. And why are you doing that? To go on a vacation? Well, you could do that if you want. I say you want the assets for freedom. The freedom to walk away from the nonsense. The freedom to escape. Now, escape is probably something I'm going to talk a lot about in 2022 because I think it's an option for a lot of people. Everyone has to know deep down, debating these issues across a media landscape that is absolute 1984 Orwellian propaganda, there's no reason to stay in that system. Walk away, get outside of it. Trend following is outside of it by definition, because you don't need any of that to be a trend following trader. None of it. Again, I've said this many times. You could be a trend-following trader on a desert island with one palm tree. And as long as you can see that price data to make a trade, that's all you need. You do not need to know about climate change. You don't need to know about Trump and Russian collusion, Trump and January 6th. You don't need any of it. I'll take it a step further. I said what I'm really after, and what I think most people are after, is freedom. It's more than that. What you're really after, what I'm after, is peace. Peace. Meaning, I don't want to be around violent people. I don't want to be around stupid people. Who wants to be around dumbasses? Who wants to be around non-thinkers? Now, if you look around your landscape right now, the people you know, you probably got a lot of non-thinkers around you. Thinkers are rare. Look at chapter 2 of my trend following book. You can see how I was influenced. I had the early on opportunity to meet people like Ed Seykota, Bill Dunn, Jerry Parker. Very calm, cool, collected mindsets. They inspired me. They influenced me. All kinds of other experiences, of course, have influenced me as well. But it's about finding that peaceful place to where you can put all of the drama, all of the noise to the side and find something you love to do. Right? Find something you love to do. Something that just feels good, where you're not sitting there giving a you-know-what about what's going on in cable news every day. Or whether or not there's the latest COVID hypocrisy or COVID nonsense. I saw a clip the other day of the Pfizer CEO. He was basically saying that we might have to take the whole series of shots again. Now, I mean, give me a break. I mean, everyone knows by now this is a disease of the obese. Now, sure, some people who are not obese, who have certain pre-existing conditions, will get sick and will die. But this is a disease of the obese. It's a disease that affects fat cells. Go read the research. It just came out. So here we are in this world climate right now, where the damn powers that be know that obesity is the issue. And what are we doing? We're sticking little kids with needles. We're locking people down. We're ruining businesses. We're ruining economies. We're scaring people nonstop. Now, I know it's harder and harder to escape from an environment like that, whatever country you're in. But not all countries are created equal. And some places will be better places to escape to in the future. My goal today is just to get you thinking as we approach 2022. Don't accept the slogans. Do not refuse to ask questions. You must ask questions. If somebody says you can't ask a question, if somebody says they don't like what you say and they don't back it up, they just want to run away, you already know what's going on. You're in the middle of a game. Everything is to be challenged. That is life. If it's not up to scrutiny, if you can't examine it, if you can't get under the hood, if someone's bullshitting you, you're never going to find peace. You're never going to find freedom. Something is fundamentally wrong in society. Everyone knows it. Now the question becomes, when everyone knows that there is something fundamentally wrong, something fundamentally broken in society, arguably not fixable, how are you going to exist outside of that society? No life extension yet. I've said it many times. You got to find a way. Got to find a way to get that freedom, to get that peace. And if you do, damn it, that's a nice life. You'll have a nice time. If you don't, you're going to be like one of these lunatics that are running around wearing helmets and 15 masks, lost in you know where. Nobody wants that. So damn it, as we approach 2022, strive for strength. Strive to be strong. Accept no bullshit from anyone. I see a time when those awake will understand how to make money in up, down, and surprise markets. Whether new trader or experienced, college student or financial advisor, protecting against a crash or just trying to make a lot of money, trend following offers everyone an answer in uncertain times. To get started immediately, send me an email, michael@covel.com. I will send you the right trend following steps to take along with my free video. But if you want to buy and hold, trust the government and trust Wall Street, this is absolutely not for you.